Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of JoAnna's Point of View. Today, like last week, I just want to start off by reading, something that I wrote, and then we'll elaborate on it. We have a couple of different topics to talk about today, and a couple of different things to show you guys today. So, I hope you are strapped in and ready for, a exciting episode. But yeah, so I want to read something that I wrote. It's called This Can't Be the One. It's summertime, hot outside, but it's cold as ice in my bedroom. Every word or sigh is an invite to the war room. Instead of strategizing on how we can conquer the world, we're ignoring each other or spitting venom in each other's ears. What the fuck happened? How the fuck did we even get here? Trying to build a house on sand and we feel it sinking. But we stay because of some well-hidden fears. I don't want to fail again and have to admit that I fumbled the ball again. I know that I know better, but leading with my pussy is always my greatest sin. So, strangely enough, that piece of literature that I wrote was actually about someone that I gave a second chance to. You know how when you're dealing with someone, especially during the coronavirus pandemic, let me say that, because things are happening so fast. People are getting sick, people are dying, people are here today, gone tomorrow. It's happening so fast that I have allowed it to put a sense of urgency on the moves that I make in certain situations. And I had to catch myself and think about that. Like, damn. Because I'm so afraid that this could be the last time. I'm letting shit happen that I know better than to happen. You know what I mean? Like, leading with my pussy. Really. You know what I'm saying? You meet someone, y'all talk for a while, y'all hang out a couple of times, and then boom. You know what I'm saying? You get into it. And on the one hand, it's kind of a necessary evil because you don't want to be in a relationship with someone that you're sexually incompatible with. No one wants to do that. But then again, if you just give it time for things to develop naturally and to move naturally and to happen naturally, by the time you actually get to the point of being intimate with this motherfucker, you have developed natural feelings that makes even an okay experience great. But I'm so worried about the state of what's happening in such a sense of urgency with everything that's going on around me that I wasn't and haven't been thinking that way. I'm just like, okay, I'm vibing with this motherfucker. We're having issues. We keep getting into it. We keep having problems. But let me see what that dick do. You know what I mean? Like, maybe this is his redeeming quality. And 8 times out of 10 it is. So now you're falling into that category of being stigmatized. And I know everybody knows what the hell I'm talking about. It ain't just me. We've not been there before. Like, damn, this shit's good. And it's so good sometimes that you dismiss all the bad shit that you see. Like, okay, so I know I had some liquor in here, but it's like this much in here left. Like, where did it all go? And then, you know, you get into bed and you're like, you know, cozy enough, and all you smell is alcohol reeking out of the pores of the person next to you because they've been sneaking and drinking all the alcohol in the house. It's a little red flag. But then that motherfucker rolls over and give you that I'm on alcohol dick. And y'all know what that's like. It's stronger, it's longer, it's deeper, it's more intense. So then you like, yeah. So okay, he might drink too much, but oh, that dick is good. You metazed, right? And then you'll start seeing little stuff like, I noticed the last couple of times we went out, this nigga haven't even attempted to act like he was gonna reach for his wallet. Like, I'm noticing this. But then we get home and we chilling and, you know, and watching TV, and he rolls over and I feel that. So now it's like, well, you just keep ignoring all of the red flags, right? Just keep ignoring them, keep ignoring them, keep ignoring them. Till finally you get to a point that you can't ignore them anymore. And you're like, listen, I need to get the fuck out from around you. You're not good for me. You're not good for my space, my environment, my brain, my emotional well-being. You're not good for me. I need you to get out from around me. So you put the motherfucker out. Get out. And then nothing, right? Because you're sitting there thinking about that dick you just had. And you're like, man, I already added them to the number, so I really don't want to, I don't want to start all over, you know what I mean? Like, maybe the drinking wasn't so bad. And yeah, you know, he was kind of tight with his money, but times are hard right now. So he probably really didn't have it. Maybe you just overreacted. So you let the motherfucker come back. And in my case, they come back and your vehicle is down. My vehicle is down right now. I have to pay over $1,000 to get the timing chain fixed inside the engine of my Chevy Cobalt, right? So I'm like, ugh. He tells me, he volunteers instantly. My uncle owns a daggum repair shop. He can fix that. And I can help him too. And that'll definitely knock down on the labor. You know, like we can tow the car up there. We can get it fixed and I can have it back to you in like 3 days. I'm like, hell yeah. He, you know, hits up an uncle. He's like, okay, it's going to cost $80, you know, because it's you. And I told him, you my girl, it's going to cost $80 to get the car towed from Paris, Texas back to Pleasant Grove, Texas, where the shop is. He can fix it. I'm like, $80 bet, you know what I mean? Like, I can handle that. So I instantly go to the store and get $80 cash. Bam, here you go. Put $80 in his hand. He gonna handle this. He got it. So I ain't got nothing to worry about. He leaves. 1 day passes, 2 day passes, 3 day passes. I'm asking questions. Man, we got a car that's already in here. We're trying to get this finished so we can get yours in and da-da-da. We're gonna come pick it up on Saturday. This is still week 1. We're gonna come pick it up on Saturday, and then we'll have it back to you by Monday. I'm like, all right, I can handle that. Saturday comes and goes, nothing. What's going on, man? I'm trying to find out too. Let me see that. It just keeps getting put off and put off and put off until finally it's apparent that A, either this motherfucker cannot handle the situation, it's out of his hands, or B, this motherfucker done lied to me from the beginning and he don't know no goddamn body that can fix my car, so he done ran off with the $80. So finally I'm like, you know what? $80 is still a small enough amount of money where I can say, you know what, charge that to the game, let me handle it myself. So that's what the fuck I did. I got on the phone and I called the Chevrolet dealership down here and said, listen, this is what's going on. I'm pretty sure that I know what the issue is. It's the timing chain. The tensioner might have went out or the timing chain has come loose. I think I know what it is, but I still want you guys to do a thorough diagnostic to make sure that's what it is. They gave me some prices or whatever, so I'm like, boom, I'm looking at $1,000. Fine. Do I have it? I don't want to have it. You know what I mean? Like, I have it, but I want to keep it. Like, I'm digging into my nest egg of money that I have put to the side because times are hard right now and nobody knows what else is coming. But I would rather pay that and have it fixed with the warranty and have it done than to keep going through this bullshit and these changes with this nigga that swears he can handle it but never makes it through. So, exactly what I tell him. Babe, you know what? I said this is bigger than something that you can handle. It's been 2 weeks. It hasn't been done, so don't worry about it. I'm going to get the card fixed down here at the Chevrolet dealership. I'll handle it. You can just cash at me the $80 back. He says, okay, I'll cash that back to you. That was 3 days ago. I have not heard from this nigga since. $80? Like, you run off on the plug for $80, bro? Like, what's that? Like, maybe a half an ounce? Maybe if you got the hookup, if you got a good plug. $80. Like, the part that I don't understand is we're in a relationship, dude. You basically live at my house. The car that's broken, you drive it too. $80. You're leaving so much more money on the table by being a hoe ass nigga and trying to run off on the plug with $80 than what you would if you just did right and sent me my shit back and let me get me my shit fixed so that we can move forward. No, you would just rather dig into your bag of hoe ass nigga shit and pull out this whole caper where you're just going to run off on the plug with $80. You know what I say? If $80 was all that it cost me to really get rid of a nothing ass nigga, I got off cheap. Seriously, I got off cheap. Because I was prepared to put so much money into this nigga. Like, seriously, this dude was going to be my king. I was going to put him on his feet, put him in the house, get him in a running vehicle. I was going to put this nigga on his feet because to me, he was a king. And I knew that once I got my king back on his feet, that he could handle shit. This nigga couldn't even handle $80. So I got off a lot cheaper, but it's disappointing because it's like, did you care about me at all? You know what I mean? Like, if $80 is what it costs for you to stab me in my back and run off on the plug, did you give a fuck about me at all? I don't see any way that he could. I don't see any way that he could. But I'm not tripping because like I said, $80 is what it cost me to get out of that nothing ass cycle of a relationship. So I got off cheaper. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Because I'm happy. I'm happier. Because now that I'm free of that clutter and that bullshit and all that stuff that I had to deal with, you know, because it's really hard. It's really hard tiptoeing around the motherfucker's feelings when you talk to them because you know this person is sensitive about things that you say anyway. You know what I mean? Like, we've repeatedly gotten into it because of the way that we talk to each other. Mind you, I know how to bridle my tongue and how to talk to a person. But this is a person who repeatedly gets drunk and goes on the attack and starts attacking me for shit that I would understand if he had a house and a car and, you know, basic things. Then I could see him attacking me about my shit. But you're coming into a relationship with really nothing but your dick and your balls. and then you complain about all my shit, none of which you have of your own. That part is what drove me to the brink. It got to a point where I'm like, dude, seriously? If you have so many complaints about my shit, I need you to go get your own, so I can see how you behave and how you keep your shit up. Because all of my shit is mine. Like, I own all my shit. So if I want to burn this bitch down, I could, because it's mine. So you, someone who doesn't have any worldly possession of value to your name, comes in and complains about all of my shit. We're unequally yoked. Y'all remember hearing that? Unequally yoked. They talk about it in the Bible. When two people are together who are just not made of the same material. When they're just not made to go together. We were unequally yoked from the beginning. But because I tried out the dick before I tried out the dude, I had egg in my fucking face again. Now, it's so disappointing because at 35, you get to a point where you like, I want this to be it. Like, this is the one. I can hang up my hats, honey. This is it. At 35, you want to meet your this is it. And to keep meeting all of these, well, I write for right now. It's exhausting. It's tiring. It's like, that's how it feels. Like that spot inside your head that you can't reach because you got on a wig and it's sewed in and this is like there and you can't get to it. That's how it feels to keep running across the Mr. Right nows when you're trying to find your Mr. Right, because you finally believe that you are at the point in the position to be a man's Mrs. Right. And I feel like I finally approached that, and it took me a while. It did. It took me a while because I had bad examples. I had a daddy that has been married 3 times and cheated on everybody he'd been married to. Like, you know, I had a mom who went from her dad's house to her husband's house, her next husband's house. She's never taken a break in between, and the breaks that she did take, just a date she was hoeing to. So it's like, I didn't have good examples. So it took me a long time to get to the point where I feel like I'm ready to be someone's Mrs. Right. But now that I am, y'all hear me say this multiple times, reciprocity. I'm here, they're here. Now strangely enough, I actually believe that I know who I'm supposed to be with. But we've done this back and forth thing for so many years that right now we're kind of, you know what I mean, we kind of standoffish with each other. You know what I mean? Because I've hurt him, he's hurt me. So if he gets to see this and he's watching, I want him to know that I'm ready. And I'm ready to give 100% because I know that's what we are both waiting on in a partner. I'm ready to give you that because I really feel like I met my Mr. Right like 7 years ago. And we both have fumbled the ball for 7 years because of childish pride, and that's it, because of pride. So hopefully, you know, he gets the message. This is me telepathically sending it to him. Hopefully he gets the message that I'm ready, and he go ahead and come on with it. But anyway, so that was what that one was about, and I hope y'all get it and understand. But something else that I want to talk to you guys about that's really been bothering me. I don't know if y'all are aware, but my household, my family has 2 pet cats. They're both boys. One's named Tiger and the other one's name is Knight, K-N-I-G-H-T, because he is all black and his name is Knight. They're brothers. They came from the same litter. I have had to put them out of the house because Tiger and Knight don't understand that they're not equal partners in this house. And like certain things they would do was just unfucking acceptable. Like say for instance, I want to cook pork chops tomorrow. So I take some out the freezer and I put them in the sink with some cold water, let them, you know, start defrosting. And I go to bed because I'm going to cook them tomorrow. So they'll be good and defrosted by the time I wake up in the morning, right? Sure. But Tiger and Knight have learned how to do some sort of cat MMA type of fuckery and have learned how to scale my kitchen counters. So in the mornings when I would be waking up like, okay, let me go ahead and wash my meat, get ready to start cooking, there would be big holes bit in the meat and there would be pieces of meat gone. They would jump on the counter, bite holes in it, and then take pieces of the pork chop all over the house and be eating this shit while we're asleep. So I wake up in the morning to cats all over my food and shit. And this was repetitive. They always did this shit. So I was finally like, you know what? Y'all cool and all. And I appreciate the fact that y'all are a part of the family now. But I think we've gotten to the point where your home is no longer inside of my home. So now I have put them outside. Tiger is adjusting very well. Very, very well. I actually think Tiger may be part coyote or some type of large predator cat because Tiger has made it a habit now to start bringing me gifts to show his appreciation and his love for me. But they're gifts that nobody wants. Today, in fact, I walked outside to, I'm not even sure what it was, but it was earlier in the morning, and I had walked outside to do something, and right in my walkway of my walkway outside, right at the end of it, there was a dead rat. Okay, first of all, for those of you that are not aware, there are only 2 things that I can actually say I am afraid of. I'm talking about terrified, like I will have nightmares. I don't want to participate in anything involving these 2 things, and that would be heights. I don't do heights. I've been a heavy girl all my life up until now when I recently lost 100 pounds, so now I'm looking a little skinty. But I usually have been a heavy girl, so I know that my center of gravity is best kept on the ground. So I don't do heights in no kind of way. And rats. I am petrified, terrified, phobia of rats. For so many reasons. First of all, rats are the most dirtiest creatures on the planet next to roaches. Okay, roaches are dirtier because they build nests in your shit. And roaches are nastier, but rats are like so close to them, like they're touching. And rats carry diseases. Like these niggas are responsible for the bubonic plague. Y'all remember that? Like the bubonic plague that fucked up everybody and is now back, moving around in the environment. Rats can flatten their bodies to get under tight door spaces. Rats, there's they don't need vertical gravity or horizontal gravity or whatever. Like, they can scale up, they can climb up shit. Like, I've always found rats high up on shit. They climb. And you know, you might see a mouse and you're like, oh, that's not so bad. But I live in East Texas, and we have things that are called wood rats. Now, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with them, but wood rats are wood rats. They're second cousins to them motherfuckers in New York, the ones that they be talking about, them sewer rats that look like they're horses and shit. They're first or second cousins to those motherfuckers, okay? And I'm scared. When I was a kid, I'm telling you, I was like 6 or 7 years old. I woke up and this is down here too, East Texas. Not at this house though, but I woke up in the middle of the night and I was going to the bathroom to go use the restroom. And you know, like when you first wake up, like you're up but you're not up, you're still kind of groggy, like, I gotta go pee. So I walk into the kitchen, and on top of our trash can, the trash can was like this high, on top of our trash can there was a big ass rat going ham on something that was in the trash can. So I'm out, I hit that corner, I see it sees me. Now, most animals that are smaller than a human would usually retreat. They would run off, run away from that human, because they you know, we're some pretty significant predators our damn selves, okay? But this rat did the total opposite. He looked at me. He stood up on his back legs like Master fucking Splinter. He hissed. I'm telling y'all, okay? Somebody might say rats don't hiss. I think you're exaggerating. Perhaps I am, but this is the way my brain remembers it. It's very traumatic, so just go with me, okay? This motherfucker hissed and then took off running directly at me. Now, I'm 7, middle of the night, just woke up, gotta go pee. Now I'm looking at a rat that is, first of all, not only was he big, his eyes were red. This is also a detail that I could be making up in my brain years later, but I'm telling you, I believe it's accurate. His eyes were bloodshot red, like he was possessed. And then the fact that he charged at me and started running at me let me know this motherfucker wasn't a normal rat. This motherfucker meant business. So I took off running, fast as lightning, to my room, jumped in the bed, slammed the door, jumped in the bed, and I'm scared. So, immediately after that shit happened, I begged and cried and pleaded till my daddy got me a damn cat. And just like these motherfuckers outside, this cat, whose name was Kilo, K-I-L-O, don't ask, I don't know how old any of y'all are, but back in my day, there was a group called Crucial Conflict, and there was a rapper in there, his name was Kilo, and I'm like, oh, that's my cat name. So that's what he was named over, whatever, not drugs, over the rapper Kilo from Crucial Conflict. Anyway, Kilo used to also catch the rats and bring them back to my room. And I had a waterbed at this time. Don't ask me why I was 7 or 8 with a waterbed. My dad and them had it. They didn't like it no more. They got a new one. I needed the bed, so I got it. That's how it worked. But under the, you know, the baseboard for the waterbed, there was a little like space. And Kilo used to get the rats, kill them, bring them back to my room, take them behind that bed, and eat their ass up, and then just leave the bones back there. So I'm used to what cats do with these rats. But Tiger is what I would like to call he's a jungle predator. Like I wouldn't compare Tiger with a coyote or one of those, like, you know, inner city predator cats. No, he's more like a lion or a tiger, okay? He has brought me so many presents that I don't want.